Game one of the most important series of the year. And it goes like that. The Blue Jays dropped the opener to the Texas Rangers 10-4 at Rogers Center, and a lot of question marks from Blue Jay fans as, John Schneider question marks, sending Kevin Kiermaier from third base on a base hit from George Springer with nobody out is definitely going to be questionable. That obviously would have tied the game if he did come around to score, but with nobody out and you have Bo Bichette coming up next, you have faith that he's going to drive that in and tie the ball game. And why did Chris Bassett go out there for the sixth? That's a question as well. Because he struggled today. And sure, you can look at the final score of 10-4 and say, well, that one run really didn't mean anything. If you've ever watched sports in general, and more in particular baseball, when it's a different count, or it's a different score, pitchers attack hitters differently, coaches attack other teams differently. It's a totally different ball game. So you look at situations like in the second inning, top two. Guys at second and third, 2 out. Bassett had second and third, 1 out, ended up getting a strikeout, and he had a chance to get out of this inning. Problem is, with Mitch Garver coming down the line, Chris Bassett's like, yeah, I'm going to step off and run right at him. Obviously, he goes back and he's safe. Then we realize that's his third disengagement, which means you have to get him out there. And you don't, therefore it's a balk, and he comes in to score and you're losing 1-0. In games like this, as important as this, those mistakes cannot happen. They just can't. And you're down 1-0. Bottom two, Alejandro Kirk hits an RBI single scoring Davis Schneider. George Springer hits an RBI single scoring Kevin Biggio. Unfortunately, Bo Bichette can't drive anymore in, but at that point, you've taken a 2-1 lead. Next half inning, first guy, Evan Carter, hits his first big league home run, the number 9 hitter, and just like that, we're tied at 2. Then the wheels start to fall off, right? Top of the 5th inning, Corey Seager hits an RBI single scoring Evan Carter. Top of the 6th inning, Robbie Grossman scores on a wild pitch. Then Jonah Heim scores knocks in Leody Taveras on an RBI double. Bottom 6, Kevin Biggio hits a sacrifice fly to make it 5-3 at that point. But then they unload on it, right? Robbie Grossman hits a sac fly. Jonah Heim hits a grand slam. Kevin hits a solo shot in the 9th to make it 10-4. But that's all she wrote. In the end, the Blue Jays in the early parts of this ball game beat themselves up. And in a game as important as this, you can't do that. Does that show you where this management team is, where this coaching staff is? It's possible. It honestly is possible. A guy at second, nobody out. Kevin Kiermaier gets a leadoff double in what inning was that? Was that the let me try and find that there for. I think it was the 5th. Was it the 5th or the 6th inning? Yeah, it was the 5th inning. Leadoff double, you're buzzing. George Springer, single to left field. Yeah, you could have first and third, nobody out with Bo Bichette and Vladdy coming up and Kiermaier at third. A really good chance of scoring that with nobody out. But instead, you send him. I get KK's got great speed. I understand that. But when every run and every out is so important and you've gotten back-to-back hits, and again, you have Bo Bichette coming up again, it's not like there's 2 out, and you have the number 9 hitter coming up. Not like it's Kevin Kiermaier, but just in general, right? It's not like you have the number 9 hitter coming up. You got Bo Bichette coming up. You send him home, he gets thrown out at the plate, and that's the first out of the inning. What is the unwritten rule in baseball? You never, ever, ever want the first out to be at third or at home. And in this case, Luis Rivera sends Kevin Kiermaier home and he gets thrown out at the plate. That right there could have tied the ball game at 3, I believe, right? That would have, Yeah, that would have tied the ball game at 3 right there. And you would have had a guy at first with nobody out still. With Bo, it would have been first and third, nobody out, with Bo coming up and Vladdy coming up, looking to do some damage, having Dane Dunning on the ropes. But he gets the throw out at home, and now he's relaxed a lot more than he would have been, and he gets out of the inning, no runs cross. Bonehead. It's really all I can say at that point. Then we go to Chris Bassett, who through 5 innings was struggling. I think he walked 2 or 3 guys to that point. He was getting hit pretty hard around. And they decide, no, let's put him out there for the 6th inning. Which I don't get. Because in that top of the 6th inning, he gets the first out, but then a single, and then a wild pitch, Robbie Grossman comes in to score. I don't understand the moves. I really, Robbie Grossman scores on a wild pitch, but then Jonah Heim doubles to bring in Leota Taveras, and just like that, Chris Bassett's gone from the game. Great, but it's too late at that point. You're already down 5-2. Your bullpen is one of the best in baseball. I get it, Genesis Cabrera didn't pitch very well today. But overall, you have, I think going into play today, the 3rd best ERA in all of baseball out of the bullpen. Use it. I get it, Bassett's been great recently. I get it. But when you smell the situation not going right, you pull the trigger. In a game as important as this, you can't give this guy extra leeway. If he's struggling, yank him. They're okay with doing it with Kikuchi. And he was dominant in his last start. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really, really doesn't. Now they're only half a game behind you. Luckily, right now, somehow the Angels are beating the Mariners 5-3 in the top of the 10th inning. Who knows what's going to happen in the bottom half? I have no idea. But I don't care about that score. You got to do your job. And in the end, I look at tomorrow and you got Ryu versus Max flippin' Scherzer. I don't care what his numbers suggest. It's Max Scherzer. 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center is game 2 of the series. My one thing I'm looking for, don't beat yourselves. It's one thing another team beating you, and I get it, sure. After Bassett left the game and they ended up getting the grand slam, that was great on their part. Sure, they beat us there. But up until that point, you're beating the crap out of yourselves. And if this team wants to sniff any part of the playoffs, you can't do that. Because every team the rest of the way you're playing is above 500. I believe the rest of the season goes like this. 3 more against Texas. 3 against the Red Sox. I'm not sure if it's 3s all the way through, but I'm gonna go 3 Rays, 3 Yankees, 3 Rays, 3 Yankees. And the Yankees will play spoiler. So if you're the Blue Jays, figure it out. Don't beat yourselves up. Play a clean game, and you'll do fine. But it was disgusting. Watching Bassett forget how many disengagements he's had, and just like that, in the most important series of the year, you're down 1-0 in the second, where you could have gotten out of it. I think he ended up striking the guy out to get out of the inning anyways. Not saying it would have changed the game, but who knows what would have happened? Right? That doesn't happen. You score the 2 in the bottom half, you're up 2-0. He could be vibing right now at that point. Let's rip through these stats real quick before we wrap this thing up and focus on tomorrow. George Springer, another great September day for him. 2 for 4 with an RBI. Good job. Vladdy and Bo, not good. Combined 0 for 8 with 3 strikeouts. Vladdy, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. We thought he was playing much better in KC. I get it. The opponent is much different. But my God, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Not a good day in the office for Vladdy. Brandon Belt, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Left the game. I think he left with discomfort as well. Let's see if I can find that real quick for you guys. Dealing with back spasms. His back is still screwed up. So we'll see what happens with him moving forward. Spencer Horwitz came in and went 1 for 2 and scored a run. Davis Schneider, 1 for 4. The run scored. Bijou had a good day. 1 for 2. 2 runs scored. 2 RBIs, a home run, and a walk. He had a really good day, did Kevin. 7 hits total. It's not good enough. Their offense is damn good. You're going to have to get more than 7 hits. 11 strikeouts, walked 3 times. That's it for your offense. Pitching-wise, as we talked about, Chris Bassitt was not very good. 5 1/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, all were earned, 3 Ks, 3 walks, and a home run. Not good for Chris Bassitt. And yet they tried to push him through 6. How many pitches did he throw? 101. You didn't need that. Let your eyes do the talking sometimes. Chad Green went 2/3 an inning, didn't allow a hit, but allowed a run, a strikeout, and a walk that came in on the grand slam of Genesis Cabrera that he allowed. He went 2/3 an inning, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, all were earned, struck out 1 and walked 2. And then Bowden France went 2 1/3, no hit ball, had a strikeout and walked 2. But listen to this. Bassitt walked 3, Chad Green walked 1, Cabrera walked 1, Bowden Francis walked 1. What is that? 3, 5, 7. You walked 8 guys today. Giving a team with that good of an offense that many of the free passes, you can't do that. Plus, you're beating yourself. It's a recipe for disaster. Like I mentioned, tomorrow's game is Hyun Jin Ryu gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Max Scherzer gets the ball for the Rangers. 7:07 first pitch there. Look, you got to win tomorrow. There's no other way of looking at it. Sure, we talked about it yesterday. If they split, they still win the season series. You got to win the next 3. How? Your guess is as good as mine. But it starts tomorrow. Ryu, Scherzer, game 2 of the series. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, if you're a Jays fan, hit that like button. I do appreciate it. If you're the Rangers fan and you love the video anyway, smack the like button as well. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Blue Jays, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, of course. Jays, Rangers, game 2 of the 4-game set at Rogers Center. Hyun Jin Ryu, Max Scherzer is a pitching matchup there at 7:07. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and definitely not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.